kills as well.
Well, I'm liking what I'm seeing from T1 so far, but honestly, I want a full series, so let's see if TALON can close this one out and bring us the distance, or if it's going to end here and T1 continues on. We're going to go to our casters, Chobra and Quack, to take it away.
Thank you very much. Getting ready for bind, as the casters mentioned. T1 looking very dominant with this composition of theirs. Boom comes up with the ante, but then they course correct right away. Already here within kickoff. See if they bring out something new again, or if they revert back to their old ways and their defaults. T1 will be starting on that attack. We already see that Mosh in hand.
Yeah, that could be some kind of lineup, especially with how they're positioned towards the B side. Meanwhile, for Talon, though, you can see quite a bit of chemistry with some of the combos that they have with the Raise and Fade, as well as the Deadlock.
There's going to be the 0 point, the Mosh, of course, to clear out Octagon on that garden section of B main. It's going to be a pinch, but it's going to be a slow one coming up from B long. It's trying to be a flood all the way through. There's the Dizzy already. The Raise on to the site, but it's Talon with a great crossfire. 3 kills to Talon's name. Make that 4. Meteor left all alone, and they just flood him and make sure that Talon gets that pistol round.
There it is, as soon as it happened, so quick. I mean, the lineups being sent through, but kind of everything being noted by Talon immediately. And at the same time, just you have the utility to really throw and slow everything down outside of Hookah, and that's where a lot of those kills and contact went through.
Yeah, and I love Chip Boys just with the positioning there, right outside of that smoke. A lot of people have started doing this, right, where you're just crouching right outside, whether it's on a box, on the ground, it doesn't matter. Trying to get those sneaky kills, and it works out once again on that pistol round. This time another 5-man buy, but it's double judges this time, not outlaws, just one outlaw going over to the hands of Primi. Man with the Marshal as well. Staring out of Showers. So Showers and Belong both being covered by these long-range weapons. A little bit of an uncharacteristic whiff there as he takes some damage himself, and Stack's able to push up. One for Ban, pushes out. He is aware of another as well, and he cleans out Meteor. That's a lot of info going over to Talon. Still getting chased through his Stack. Knows he had the tag with a fast swing out. Able to take them down, but the spike already stranded.
And Ban will just go ahead and collect another kill for himself. Stacks for the Outlaw now, though, being able to come in as the new kind of rebel in the town, looking towards the back lines.
Yeah, so round-wise, it's not looking great for T1, obviously, with the spike already being stranded and Talon having spotted it. However, Outlaw in hand, half armor on 2 members, no armor on Ban. I mean, T1 could look to do some damage, and that's exactly what Stax is waiting to do. See if there's a wraparound, see if there's a pinch. Now, double team looking to push back out of Hookah. There's a judge in close range. See if Governor's got the angle right, as Stax will be, or it's Chip Boys rather, waiting right outside. And finds him, that's one, and it's a clean 2-hit kill from the Astra of Talon as they lead 2-0.
Yeah, despite being able to pick up the Outlaw, I mean, there was some kind of a chance there, Trevor. It looks really good, and we were kind of rooting for it, but at the same time, just because Talon Jit Boys kind of noted that spike on the ground already, was able to keep himself within position. The Outlaw kind of peeking out at the same time. I mean, the barrel wasn't quite showing itself just yet, but Jit Boys knew where he had to be.
Yeah, I mean, great angle cutting closer and closer from Jit Boys to make sure he doesn't get peeked out. And they choose to keep the 2 judges instead of trading it out for one of the Outlaws, recognizing that it's all classics on the other side, that it's going to be full armor, the Outlaw not having as much value. So just keep the Marshal in hand. And this time, Sonic Sensors once again set up towards the A side. It's the Stars keeping the delay over by the B side. Governor planted in the cubby on A short, but surely this gets checked after hearing all those judges, and it's just sprayed out from Buzz right through the wall as he sees the kneecaps of Governor.
Yeah, caps him down, but also being able to execute into sight because he's within range now. Then that 0 point earlier from before on Stacks in towards Hookah was kind of a bit of a fake as well. Buzz continuing to go in with an onslaught. Second player down, that's Primi. Cruz trying to snipe down whatever he can with this Marshal of his, but not being able to find too much.
Yeah, some chip damage onto the members, but T1 so far still looking good to keep all 5 members alive. It's going to be Van closing in with that Vandal. He needs to find value, but he gets shut down. That's the Vandal dropped, and Chip Boys just the judge in hand. Not much he can do. The most you can hope is maybe someone is hunting you down, trying to push out, and you get an exit frag, but otherwise, this looks like a round where you got to go to the spike.
Pretty much our whole for exits, unless, if T1 pushes into Jit Boys, but they're not going to be able to find too much. At the same time, I mean, just down to a lot of these tiny little minute movements. T1, you know, a couple bursts in, it kind of baits Cruz out into the peak.
I mean, I respect it. You know, see if you can try to find a timing right there at the end for a ninja defuse, yeah? I mean, you still get a point for yourself as well. No one on T1's side was imminent, getting close to their ultimate. But yeah, that Cubby, if you are watching out for it, you will always spot them before they spot you. So Buzz just being wary of the fact that they saw so many judge shots in the previous round.
Very cognizant of what's going on the map right now. T1 keeping themselves in the game. The outlaw, I mean, the operator now brought out by Governor, though.
Early operator, big investment, but if you can make it work, it's a huge snowball, especially on bind. There's that fake smoke, and he finds Meteor, and that's a huge burden off of Talon's shoulders. It's going to be the Vice gone. No passive info to watch the flanks. One of the flashes gone as well.
Still, though, a little bit of information off of that. T1 trying to work their way in towards the A site. Smoke's in their way, though, but they're still able to blast pack all the way in. Buzz clearing out baths, and now able to get the spike down on site.
Yeah, so now you know that the operator full rotated. That's what T1 was banking on. A lot of times the operator, of course, trying to switch locations. It's going to be that push out. This time the Prowler comes through on that TP. Buzz trying to fight it. Doesn't get caught by the seeds. That's huge, but he's still got a lot of angles to watch out for. There's the Cosmic Divide. Buzz, where does he choose to fight? He's just going to hold close. Trust his teammates to hold on to the spike. Sylvan just getting out of range, but eventually gets run down. And Buzz just keeps up. Cruz tied up in the TP. He cannot help his team. Now he's back. Buzz being very busy, eventually gets taken down. Time still ticking. Talon on the defuse. There's the push in. They've got the bodyguards. And that's going to be Primi defusing to make sure. Oh, no, he's still gone. Ban defusing. I was watching it. I was like, Gecko. Of course, the first diffuser still showing up on that UI, but Ban will be 2 points away here from his Thrash.
Yeah, thankfully getting that defuse. So still, you know, overall, really successful retake from Talon, right? Coming in with all those smokes, but at the same time, the Cosmic Divide, they kept Buzz away from the fight, but also being able to swarm in like that, and taking some of those T1 players down.
That's the timeout.
T1 ครับ
Big reads coming out from Talon, making sure that they just shut down at least one of those lanes, whether it's going to be B main or Baths. And as long as that's shut down, they're ready for the retake as well, because you can still have that TP, you can still have the wraparound, especially if you take out Meteor. I mean, that's, again, the sheer wall gone, whether it's for the post plant, whether it's for that info. So T1 looking to adjust. Because their default setups, you know, it's not a copy-paste, it's not cookie-cutter like it used to be coming in from the offseason. But Talon just looked prepared, and that early operator, obviously, that serves a big role. Governor getting that opening shot, and Frost looking a lot more relaxed this time around.
Definitely feeling a little bit more at ease.
Oh, even a little motivated, liking what he hears, okay. Not that I'm a master at reading his body language, but that's how I'm going to interpret it.
I mean, I feel like, you know, you see someone like pumping their fist up like that. Yeah, that's got to be a positive sign.
Yeah, he heard something and he's pumping his fist. Okay, yeah, that sounds good for Talon. See if it's good enough to bring us to a third map. Izu also just one away from his own Thrash, but Primi's got that Annihilation. And this looks like it might be a trap play out of Hookah. Trying to push through. It's going to be the operator following the Prowler as well. Risky business here from Governor, but they'll make it work.
Yeah, nothing noted. A lot of T1 players just making sure to keep away from some of these possible plays, not quite sure what it is. Meanwhile, at the same time, though, Talon with their setup, I mean, this is a really good one. Annihilation would be able to capture into anyone who's inside of Baths.
There comes the Thrash as well, just trying to keep it at bay with the grab net. Love the slowdown so it doesn't get as much information. You've already given the site, but you're holding on to backside, and you mentioned the Annihilation. We'll see if it comes through. The Berry Mesh now closing off short. Jip Boys pushes out of it as well. Eventually gets traded, but some delay on the route. There's the Annihilation trying to draw in. Meanwhile, Wingman finishes it. Primi ready for the pickup kill against Meteor. Some of that post plant once again gone, and the spam through from Ban. It's a good read. Primi with a nice shot onto Buzz, and now just Izu all alone. Too many members to fight, and Talon winning the round after the opponent.
Yeah, really successful with their setup. I mean, I guess this is why Frost was that comfortable and also hyping his team up. They were kind of prepared for this. They had the setup. They kind of knew that that teleporter play would funnel T1 in towards the A site where they had everything set up.
Yeah, and obviously, again, risky to do it with the operator, but you're sending the Prowler out to make sure you clear space. And like you said, it really funnels them in, because if they were to come in through B main, you still have hookah control, you still have delay with one of those Astra Stars, and now you just hold on to backside. The grab negs delay the Thrash as well, just every part of T1's game plan read by Talon. And Ban looking happy as well there on the stage. Now the stack over by B side, making sure that they are able to keep control of B main and that teleporter so that they can go for the rotates if need be.
Peeking out to B main, the Hunt not really quite spotting anything out just yet. T1 will be able to push into its hookah.
Yeah, and they're controlling both ult orbs as well. 2 members, 1 point away from their ults on the side of T1. Big ultimates as well. So Talon already pushed out. So if it's B, they got to wrap around. And if it's A, they can rotate over. Can they hold on in Octagon? That's 1 kill. But Buzz, if he peeks out too far, oh, it's a nice snap on from Governor. And then there's the cover, and just like that,
โกบยังโห
6 is
ด
over.
ตานี้
Third kill from Governor as well. What a way to wrap around. Controlling alt orbs, pushing out, but also being able to hold down the angle from Garden. Just blocks off so much at T1 that they couldn't quite plant their feet into the site. They surely managed to drop a hookah, but no one was able to find these trades and refrags. But at the same time, you got to consider the fact that, yeah, it is a bit of a half buy from T1. So it's just overall Talon being able to read the map and play it round to round quite well.
And Ban still has his Thrash, hasn't really needed it. Now they've got other ults cycling up. It's a good jumping. I love the attempt at that bait and switch, but the operator does get dropped. T1 trying to make sure that it's not recoverable. There comes some util coming out from Cruz, and now the push out. There's the Steel Garden. They're trying to pinch on to Talon. Showstopper use. Buzz, can he get the kill? No, not quite in time. The trade comes through, but Ban is holding on to B main. There's the peek out. He gets hit by Dizzy, has to back out. Counter Dizzy himself. Finds one. Where's the cover for Meteor? He's still hiding out. The Thrash comes in. Primi now looking for that info. The Thrash hits him. Primi, does he cover for Meteor? He expects it. He spots Meteor. He wins the fight. And now Izu left all alone. Just cannot dance long enough. Talon continues to lead.
A lot of that hinged on towards Meteor finding that one-on-one against Primi, but a little bit unfortunate. Primi was just that sharp and clean with the strafing. And at the same time, as soon as those trades went through, despite T1 with the right play to break down Hookah, they weren't quite able to break down into the site. They had that, what was it? Jitboys was still, Ben was still sitting on that Thrash, which really delayed things as much as possible.
Yeah, I love the usage of that Thrash as well, not trying to just go for the trades while waiting for Primi. And again, the read, because I was wondering, now it's got to be a side push again from T1. Now without that eco, it's got to be a group up. And Talon just has to read. They are meeting T1 everywhere they
เจอหมดอ่ะ
go.
4 ตัวไม่มีใครพลิกเลย
Look at that graph net as
ซื้อ
well.
ถูก
Governor
เล
on
ย
the
อ่ะ
other end with the Outlaw in towards A short. A bit of a teleporter through from Cruz, and that's just continued warning signs against T1. Governor, another kill, 2 kills going through.
And they're still coming. He's still holding on. He's waiting. He still gets more. On for the ace. Do they give it to Governor? He does already have the showstopper. So in all theory, it should go to somebody else. The entire team of Talon now on the hunt. And Izu, somehow, he slipped the entire net. Finds one. Gets the headshot. Waiting for another, but Ban will pick it
หมุนอีกแล้วเอ้ยเน็ตผมเป็นไรครับเนี่ย
up. Now inching towards another Thrash.
Imagine maybe the timeout call being soon again, but otherwise, just every part of the map that they're getting pushed into or pushed away from, Governor's on the other end. If not, it's going to be the full squad on the other end with, Primi and that deadlock utility on the other side.
I mean, T1 they just can't figure out the map right now, right? You look at the movement, you look at the round-to-round setup.
ทำเอา
There's
ไป
that
T1
timeout.
อีกครั้งหนึ่ง
You
เป็น
gotta
ครั้ง
call it
ที่
because
2
right
ครับ
now
แล้วตอน
the
นี้
team is just
T1
at
หม
a
ด
loss.
ทำเอาเป็นที่เรียบ
Every
ร้อย
first contact, the round
ถ้า
is
ยัง
already
เปลี่ยนเกม
over.
ไม่ได้
You're losing too many members.
ผมว่ามีสิทธิ์
Talon
แบบ
is
3-0
making you frantically try to rush onto the site,
นะครับ
and you just don't have answers. Every other round, you don't have the eco, or the econ rather. So T1 now saying, let's pump the brakes, let's reset. What else do we have? Remember what we trained for? How can we adjust? Because right now, Talon has the read on us. So how do we make sure we try to counter that and re-clear space? Now, the big question is the obvious choice here from T1 would be to wait, right? Wait for a push out, try to get a pick, and then slowly inch forward. So I wonder if Talon also says, all right, we read your bluff, we'll just hold. There's 2 ways to go about this. We'll see. Also, this is where we can kind of tell the characteristics, because T1 could also be like, we'll make them think we're going for the obvious change, and then we'll just full-on rush again. This time, not changing lanes. And so far, that kind of looks like what it's going to be. It's going to be a B push here from T1 once more.
Trying to at least make it happen, but at the same time...
It's going to be a mid pinch from Talon. You've got Showstopper online. Everybody keeping their eyes towards mid. Coming out of Hookah, coming out of A short. There's the Showstopper. They already know Buzz is out. Talon is trying to keep them locked up. Silva gets two, but doesn't even matter. Because now Spike dropped, pushed away from your own territory. Meteor has to fight with 28 HP. Just one member left. Stacks, you might be good as much as... But isolating the 1v1s, and that's a 1v2. Primi cleans it up.
Yeah, down to the final protocols with Ben and Primi being able to hold that far apart from each other makes it that much more difficult for Stacks to fight the 1v2. But like you mentioned, just that complete Showstopper pinch down A short. So much of it broken apart. T1 teared apart limb from limb because of this play. I mean, they pushed out on all ends that T1 was just not able to execute whatever game plan they cooked up.
Band's 11-1-3, Governor's 11-3-0 with the Outlaws and the Operator. It's another Outlaw, recognizing that there's 3 half armors on the other side. Talon is starting to run away with this map, and T1 don't have any timeouts left, so it's all up to Stacks to rally the troops.
ถ้า TP มาแล้วระเบิดอ่ะ แม่งโคตรน่ากลัว ดูดิ โดน 4 คนอ่ะ
Massive tag.
TP ไม่ได้ยินด้วย
Multiple members, so look at the other side of the map. Talon, they've already pushed out. Governor says it's all clear. All right, we can all start to rotate and get ready for the retake. You even got Chip Boys to make sure that he can stay on site while Governor goes a long way around. It's a fast hit onto Garden. That's cleared up, but now you got to make sure you get up to the site in time. Trying to make sure no one spams out of the smokes. Spams coming in through the wall as well, trying to keep T1 at bay. They're just trying to make sure that everyone from T1 is busy looking at the site while Governor makes his way all the way around. Shearwall was just tripped. Governor, he needs to get the kill. Meteor will keep their back safe. Orbital strikes coming out, and that's going to keep Talon at bay.
ไม่หาแบ็กซ้ายแย่แล้ว
แย่อยู่ Bit of a breather. Talon, not much space to work with. They gotta wait for Chip Boys. The Haunt taking out Band, gets 1 kill at range. There's the Annihilation! And Sylvan, you can't hold that angle anymore! He's been tied up, and it's all down to Meteor again, but the barrier mesh on top of the Cosmic Divide! I mean, what do you even do here? You just gotta try to spam it. There's just no answer as Meteor gets stuck right in the one opening, and that's 9-1.
Oh man, Chobra, not like this! You got the Cosmic Divide, the barrier mesh. At that point, it's just no hope whatsoever. So much of the things tried by T1, but Talon just being able to send so much their way at the same time. You had that Nightfall, the perfect delay, the ultimates on the other end, the Annihilation break off the off angle that Sylvan was holding. Just Talon has everything locked down.
Yeah, the pre-fire is the only thing you can do, trying to peek through the wall, but just not enough room, and Talon correctly identifying how they set that up.
แล้วตอนนี้ทารอนเขาซื้อไซส์ไหน
They heard the current meta was all about the walls, so they started to just double things up. And Talon now 9-1, serving a bit of T1's own medicine after map 1.
เห็นแค่คนเดียวแต่เสียงได้ยินแล้ว
Definitely feels a lot better for them right now, though. Buzz trying to get ahead of it with the judge. Blast packs in towards Bats, takes down Primi. Cruz
หมุนอีกแล้ว
trying to get ahead as well in with the teleporter play.
Yeah, Cruz just gonna be stuck a little bit. So this round, finally, things are looking up for T1. The retake already very slow from Talon. Molly keeping them at bay. Governor and Chip Boys will try to see if they can get any kills from above, but look at the crossfire setup. Sylvan's gonna spot first. Meanwhile, Shearwall tripped, trying to distract him, trying to create an opening. Governor gets 1 kill with the nades. He's been so good with those. But do they know about Izu? Close by, they spot him, and Izu will get both, and that should be the round here for T1. Man, he's good for kills, but time already running short. He needs to stick onto it. He knows there's just no chance. He's just trying to take the weapons away. He knows they're low on creds, and Buzz just says, whatever, I just want the round. Just get what they want.
เมื่อกี้ถืออยู่น่ะถ้าคลิกขวาปั๊บแล้วพี่ออกไปยิงอ่ะโอ้อย่างน้อยเรามีเปอร์เซ็นต์ชนะกว่านี้อีก
quicker this round, just being able to blast back in with the judge in towards Bats. But at the same time, as soon as the spike was planted, right, Talon got themselves into position. But while I think Ban was coming in with the longest flank at the same time, Stacks kept himself in towards a very deep position where he was then able to find it and finally spring out. Although Ban caught him, that was information enough for the rest of the T1 squad to figure out where Ban was.
Yeah, eventually they kept it long enough in control. But look at that, because of the kills that Ban makes, it's going to be even 2 Guardians and a bunch of half armors for T1 on the last round of the half. Shearwall already spotted by Talon. So now they immediately fill hookah, and they say as long as we have one of these angles to drop back into the site, the retake should be in our favor. Showstopper online for Buzz. Do they use it? They're going to use it for the entry. Talon correctly emptying the site. TP immediately trying to come through. Steel Guard, and that's going to buy a lot of time for T1 here in the post plant.
Get the spike down, get yourselves into a comfortable position, just trying to be able to hold up around the drop of hookah, but at the same time, Meteor kind of circling around back towards Fountain. Of course, they want to get Ben, back in with the rest of the team on Talon's side.
Yeah, Meteor's position is going to be very important because you don't imagine he's all the way far back. Yeah, Governor's concerned about B main, but he's by Fountain, as you mentioned. He gets 2, not quite onto 3, but lots of time bought. Look at the positions of T1. You're holding close on guard, and the Thrash comes through, but you're not sticking together, so you can still cover each other's angles. Sylvan still over by elbow as well. Trades back and forth, but eventually numbers advantage for T1, and they will be able to climb up one more round, making it 3-9 at the half.
Yeah, 3-9, better than nothing, but at the same time, you just still have to consider the fact that Talon was able to break apart so many of these rounds.
I mean, Talon came in with a plan, and they hammered it home. I mean, the devs talked about it, even before the previous map and after the first map as well. That individual firepower, a lot of it coming through for T1 on map 1 on Fracture. But you look at what happens when Talon comes in with a game plan, when they are confident in their own positions and reads, and their shots start just landing every single round, and now things look like they're a little bit flipped.
Yeah, right. I mean, 2 of these players, Ben and Governor, up to double digits in terms of kills. Very few deaths as well. I mean, just so much with their performance and how they're able to shut so much of T1's game plans down on this defensive side of theirs. Just coming in with the op plays, or Ben being able to come in as that playmaker for the rest of the team, refilling space, has the Thrash up so many times of these rounds as well. Gotta imagine what more they can do once the sides are swapped.
Yeah, I'm very curious because what we saw from Talon in their match against GE was that they understood how to take apart a Vice setup when they're on the attack, how to make sure that they can take away that shear wall, deny any of that utility, how to make sure that they identify where the Razor Vines are. And we'll see if that works even on Bind, a map where Vice has really started to become the favorite for teams across the entire world.
And we've seen quite a bit of combinations in that first half as well. A lot of their agents kind of complement Governor's Raze in this moment too.
Yeah, the great part about that is you can, obviously combo it with the nade, and then you've still got the mosh for the other side of the combo as well. You use a grab net for one, you use a seize for the other. I mean, you got grab well as well. So lots of combinations where just because you used one to take over something like showers that we see on the screen doesn't mean that you don't have any other options.
Absolutely right. Look at how they're trying to break in towards Bats right now. Governor just breaking in a lot of these sidelines, forcing those crosshairs to go haywire. Meanwhile, the peaks come out, but unfortunately, T1 trade it off. It's just Talon taking down so much space around the site.
Governor got so much information on that crazy little double hop across the truck, and that lands the grab net as well on Buzz. Nowhere to go. Buzz and Sylvan both taken out right outside of showers, and look at how far apart they are playing this. Obviously low on health as well, but they've got the util, they've got the post plants, and we'll see if they're able to combat through. Here comes a double swing. It's a nice one from Cruz. Meteor still holding by, but it's just going to be down to Stacks all alone. Half already done. He draws him out, knows where Cruz is. There's the haunt. Tries to buy more time, and there's the immediate re-swing from Cruz. It's a double swing from the other side. Now Talon with both pistols leading 10-3.
Yeah, right, with the retake going through, despite it being somewhat of a 2-on-3 for the perspective of T1, if you will, but just because Talon were able to hold down both opposite angles, right, A short as well as Bats, it just forces Stacks to, be in such an uncomfortable position. Despite trying to get that swing off against the lower HP player, Cruz was then able to swing out. So, once again, Talon's just finding so much value in these rounds. Now, off to the next, we're looking at a possible 11-3.
We did see a Marshall briefly in Meteor's hands, but instead it's going to be 3 Sheriffs. So either way you cut it, recognizing that we need a chance to try to get a Thrifty here. We need to rely on our individual firepower to get us through. The Dizzy going to spot multiple here in B main. That's going to be some good information for Izu to pass on, and that's why we see that rotation coming over from Stacks as well.
Yeah, trying as much as possible to retrieve information and find some frags as much as possible, but Talon recognizes as well, and they're just going to pick up whatever advantage they can. If that's an alt orb or just a bit more space, sight lines in towards elbow now, possibly.
There's that 0 point. Only spots ban. Gonna be a couple question marks here for T1. So Stacks goes back to see if he can support on the A side. That's where the spike is going. You already have a pinch from Showers as well. Prowler will chase through Sylvan. That's gonna open up some of the sight lines. It's a chase through with the Spectre. Guns down too. Sight opened up for Talon.
Beautiful movement with the blast packs, and with that Prowler as well, just not quite able to land any sky smokes even further. So now, despite the TP play from Izu, can he really break through into Bats? Needs to find an opening shot, but he's getting wallbanged as well. Gets at least one with a nice little shot, but then Cruz comes in with the Spectre just running and gunning it down. Meteor now trying to go back in from Dice to refill the site. Gets down Governor, so that's not too bad, but he's still got 3.
Yeah, he's ready. You gotta make sure you respect Meteor. Yeah, Cruz recognizes that as well. You gotta play time here, but you also want to keep the weapons that you can. Defuse not quite going through. Primmy, he'll take that challenge, and now all down to Buzz. Finds a Spectre, sees if he can get anybody down. He'll take off the armor from Primmy, but round still in favor of Talon as they keep 3 rifles, Bulldog, Vandal, and Guardian.
Yeah, still a big enough buy. And they're going to be able to purchase up something, at least something a little bit more in the next couple of rounds. I mean, so much of this in the current round was just found because of the Spectres and the speed at which they were able to fill the sites. And T1, you know, they were trying to find those kills right with the Sheriffs, but not quite able to work out the information that they had fast enough.
See what the plan is here. I was wondering if we maybe see a Bucky buy up for Governor, something like that, just to try to get to map point. But Talon, they're going to choose to play it safer. They say, all right, we already have the lead. Just one more until map point. Let's see if there's a push out. If not, we work off of our playbook once again.
Why you need? Why is here?
Trying to switch up the defensive setups with the sheer wall.
Oh, the arc row's already taken out as well. That's so much pressure onto A that they just can't rotate just yet. Lots of space taken on Hookah. So you see what Talon's trying to do. They're really... this is what they were so good at against G as well. So much early utility trying to be drawn out immediately before the 1 minute mark. And then they mask all information again. So T1, yeah, you have sightlines out of Showers, but that's really about it. You're not quite sure because you saw hits coming on both sides of the map. Now finally the circle will notice that there's going to be on the B side, but it's already a hit coming on to the A side. Primmy trying to get close. Meteor will stay alive through the smoke.
Then continue to try to watch off in towards a short. They spot them out by the sheer wall. Ben right up on top with the ghost. Won't be able to gun down here. At least though Buzz still able to hold down Bats, and that gives him a good pivotal position to try to break in anyone who might be trying to continue pushing through from A short. Ban trying to back up as much as possible now, but unbeknownst to him, Izu's right behind. Will be able to check and clear against him though. That could be a chance. Yeah, he was ready for that, just trying to get whatever kills he can. Now going back towards A, hoping that T1 trusts that it's a full wraparound, but I love what T1 did here. Buzz pushes out just in case it's a wraparound back into A. And Ban, no wingman in hand. He's going to have to plan himself if he wants to. No, he's just going to hunt for the kills and save over the Phantom. I love this choice from both sides, but T1, of course, securing the round for themselves. Yeah. Just working with whatever advantage that they have. So for T1, that would be numbers to secure the round win. Meanwhile, for Talon, you know, you've got the gun, you've got so many runs under your belt, might as well play the long game at this point. You know, get whatever you can get, but at the same time, just you can see how, you know, despite Talon were able to work against that Vice utility, T1 still kind of working around the positions and the fundamentals of how they want to work around the site.
So something that Talon did well was, you know, cleaning out the arc rows and trying to get through from A short, knowing that you can jump over those boxes, over that sheer wall. However, they didn't quite clear the Razor Vines, which is what really kept Governor on an island on the site for so long. This time already, though, sheer wall change up from Meteor. Meanwhile, it's a hit onto that B site. There goes the Thrash all the way into backside. The chase through Governor. They know they got the hit, and that's the site opened up. Izu has to back out and yield.
So fantastic, and because of that, 4 and 5 immediately. Barrier Mash out as well, but Steel Garden trying to break on through. If they can get through that Barrier Mash fast enough, but also Talon has gotten out of that range.
And look at Cruz, meanwhile, the main force just has to buy time. He's coming around all the way on the flank. The retake's very fast. They're already on site. Cruz, you gotta get here just a little bit faster. Sonic Sensors should find just one more turn. Primmy, but he's been suppressed. The Sonic Sensors not gonna go off just yet. There's the fragment. He has to peek out. He gets taken down. Cruz, he spots one. Can he make sure he gets both? And he lights them up! for match point for Talon.
So sneaky right up from behind. Primi sharp as well as ever. I mean, he was trying to tap away, but that just brought enough attention away from Cruz.
พี่ทีมแกไปไหน
He
มาวะ
was
เมื่อ
then
กี้
able to sneak up from behind, crouching in with that spray down as well.
แกอ้อมเหรอ
Perfect clutch, perfect round
ดูในแมป
for
ดิ
Talon to reach map point.
There's something about Talon that you might think,
Oh,
you
get
know,
on my
comps
duck,
are
Leo.
so different each
Yeah.
map or each game they play and things
Hey,
like
and
that.
on
But
my-
what we're noticing is really, especially on this bind as well, is that okay, we pick a point, we pick a target, we take him down, and then we break things apart. Especially because T1 is always going to start with this default spread. And so once we're able to get in, then we have post plant a lot of delay
ว่า
once
เดินยัด
again,
เลย
with things like the barrier mesh,
นี่แหละ
disease,
Talon
etc.
น่าจะคอมา
So
เปลี่ยนเป็น
as long
เป
as
ลี่ยน
we
การ
can
เล่
get
น
the plant, that's our mission. Governor goes in again, this time close range. Bam
Oh.
there with a trade. Judge holding lamps. You've already got so much control.
Oh, no.
Sylvan wants to peek out but doesn't find the time. Now he's just going to hide out. He's been surrounded on the side of Meteor, gets caught by the annihilation. That's going to be all members down. Sylvan now all alone. Meteor is simply on the UI. That's all you can hope for. And that is the map showstopper indeed. Talon will take us to map 3.
Truly ending the show so fast, striking right back against T1.